Hi everybody, it's Sarah and Elizabeth from CH Homestead. So we're going down to take care of the animals this morning. It's a beautiful morning here. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but it's great. I've got a t-shirt, just a little zip-up hoodie, and that'll end up coming off probably later today. It's kind of cloudy, just a little ugh, but hey, I'll take the temperatures any way I can get them. So we're walking down from the cabin to go take care of them and let them out. They're kind of screaming, they're wanting out, so let's get that taken care of. All right, we're getting down here by the animals. It's kind of status quo down here this morning. We have a lot of plans for today. So we'll see how much we get done, but I'll kind of show you what we've got planned for the day after we get the animals out. As you can see, the turkeys have let themselves out. Everybody in the grow-out pen just kind of lets themselves out. They free range all day. No matter what we do, they don't stay in. There's Tiger. And Spice. And some of the chickens that are just roaming around. Now we gotta let the goats out. You want a little bit of food there, Tiger? We don't feed them a ton. Their job is to mouse. You feed them too much, then they don't do their job. Easiest thing to do first. Get some corn scratch here. And all these free rangers, get them out of our way. There they go. All right, let's go in and see the goats here. I'm sure they've got hay all pushed in here, so it's always a struggle to squeeze in. And they're all doing excellent. We still have Oliver in here. And as you can see, they have moved all this stuff in front of the doors, and we can't get it open very far. So this is going to be tackled today. We've got to get all this shoveled out in front of the doors so we can get the doors open. Hi, Liberty. Look how round you are. She definitely did take with Maverick, so that makes me super excited. She's getting quite the udder going on. We've got end of January, early February is when most of these goats are due to kid. There's Mocha and all the chickens and the ducks. Everybody's doing good here. Oh, it looks like we got a duck egg. A couple duck eggs. We need to give this coop some attention as well. We're going to clean this all out. It's looking pretty gnarly in here. Excuse me, goats. They always think that they need to come in, and they always check to see if there's any feed left in here. Hand these eggs off to Elizabeth. There's no food in there. We're going to get you some hay. So we don't do grain in the morning. They get grain at night. We're only doing it once a day right now. Once they're in milk, then we will give them grain twice a day. But they just get it at night. You're looking very round as well, Elsa. Hi, baby.
Cactus in the pen, right? Because it's broken.
Or just toss it to the sapphires, they'll eat it.
Aren't you not?
There's no egg eaters in there. They don't eat the shells. All right, so morning chores are pretty simple. We don't really have to do a whole lot. It's just kind of letting everybody out, making sure they've got water, making sure they got hay. We don't feed our chickens in the morning. They free range all day. They scratch around, they get bugs, they do all that stuff, and then we feed them at night. That's what we've always done. It seems to work out well for us. They do get scratch, so we throw scratch to everybody in the morning, but as far as actually getting their food filled, we don't really do that in the morning. Got some more scratch. I'm gonna walk over here, and this is just corn. So the goats will nibble on it too. Not a big deal. They can have the corn in moderation. We don't like them to have a ton, but the actual full chicken feed, that's why we do it at night, to make sure that they're not in there eating it. But they'll go and eat some this morning, and the chickens will all eat it. That's some more for the other pens. We're going to walk over here to our new coop area. Give some to the silkies. And the Wyandottes. And they're doing excellent. They are laying regularly now, which is great. So hopefully here in the next couple months, we'll start incubating some silky babies, some silky eggs. Come over here to the red Wyandottes. As you can see, this net catches a lot of leaves. Here comes our ladies. And they're looking so good since they molted. They still have not started laying. I'm going to check the egg nesting boxes, but they haven't started laying since we moved them yet. So, wondering if, they need more protein or something because it takes so much work to molt. So, Renee's been giving them scrambled eggs and things like that to try to get them to start laying again.
Mom wants to check.
Yeah. But here's the nesting boxes. Nothing going on, unfortunately.
I got one egg out of this one.
Oh, Elizabeth or Kenzie said she got one egg out of the silkies.
Yeah, I put that one in there. That one's a big one. I put that one in there though. The one that I put those in there. Why'd you put an actual egg in there? Because I want to see if they can actually reach up here. Because this is not like they're...
So what they're talking about here is we have these nesting boxes on the silky side as well. So that's a fake egg. They have not been laying in their nesting boxes, and I'm wondering if it's too high. So I'll show you the inside. I'll hold that. So silkies don't fly, and they haven't been roosting either. And I think these are too far apart. They're fine for our bigger chickens, but I think they're too far apart for the silkies because they don't fly. They just jump. And I think we need a ledge so they can get up into their nesting box. I think it's just too high. And they had to be that high because we have a door that has a clean out and we can just scrape everything out. So I think we might have to do a little bit of modification for the silkies in this one. Like I say, it would have been fine for the bigger chickens, but it's just not working the greatest. I mean, it's fine. They stay dry. They stay warm. But the whole purpose of it is to make it easier.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that they can get up and roost and that they can lay in their nesting boxes. Because right now they've been laying out in the run. We did move our chickens from the brooder outside, chickens and turkeys. They're still getting used to it. This was our old quail area, and we decided quails were just too much of a hassle, so kind of got out of that, but it works out perfect for their next step up for being outside. And they're doing really well in there. They do tend to hover and hide in their little area, but they're doing good.
I figured it out yesterday.
Walk over here to where Baxter and Maverick and Latte are at. And Kenzie's letting them out. We just still got to get hay too, guys. And there they are. And they're doing good. She's doing good. Haven't seen any muck butt or anything like that. So who knows? Did she take the first time? Who knows? Maybe she hasn't gone back in. But the bucks seem a lot calmer. So I don't know. But they definitely haven't bred. I know when we first put her in, they were chasing her around. You know, Baxter was chasing her around quite a bit, but I think that was just because he was excited she was in there. So, but they're doing excellent. All right, so as I was saying at the beginning, we have tons of stuff planned today. So we had already moved the bucks, and we were planning on getting started back here behind me and renovating this pen. Well, then we had an issue with the charger and all that, but we did get a new charger. So we're going to get the bucks moved. We'll hook up the new charger and then hopefully get all this fence pulled out and start excavating this area where the bucks originally were. So hopefully we get to that. We'll see what happens. Like I say, there's a ton of stuff. I've also got to do the normal goat maintenance. Hooves need trimmed, all that stuff. So we'll see what we can get done today. Easiest way to move a buck is move the girl. Well, maybe not. I was hoping he kind of got out. I was hoping he would follow Latte, but he decided he wanted to go over there. Oh, here he goes. Baxter, go over with the lady. So we get to wrangle and chase. They are so stinky. He wants to fight with Oliver. Probably gonna need the leash. After she gets Latte in there, we'll get the leash. He isn't going anywhere. He's just checking out the ladies. Grass is always greener on the other side. You know, he hasn't had access to these ladies, so of course he wants to be with these ladies. Baxter, where you going, buddy? He's just walking around the pen. Maverick's screaming over there because he's the only one left in there so far. Elizabeth, go ahead and go get the hay. Elizabeth's going to get the hay and fill up the hay feeder for him.
Mom, there's a really pretty egg in there. Give me a second, I'll show you. It's in my pocket.
But we got Latte moved. She's over there. Here's one of our sapphires. Hi, Elsa. Got Elizabeth taking hay over to the feeder there.
See? It's like mine pink.
Huh. This was over in the sapphire pen. So we do have some of the free rangers will go in there and lay. So that's an interesting color egg. What'd you do with the leash? We need to catch Baxter.
Dad's already trying. He already
Okay.
has it.
Hi, Tiger. How you doing, buddy? Big fluff ball. So Don to the rescue. He caught Baxter. We'll get him put over there and then we'll get Maverick out. Everybody's up in arms because we're doing something different today. There, he's happy. He's back in with Latte. That pumpkin is to feed to the animals. So we'll probably throw it in this big pen. break it up. Chickens will eat it. Goats will eat it. And the pumpkin seeds actually serve as a natural dewormer. So, can't give them any medicines because they're pregnant. So, we'll throw that in there and they love to eat it.
Chuck it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Toss it up in the air. You want it to break, but keep it out of the ravine. Make sure you don't land it on the chicken.
No, that's what I'm waiting for him to do. Maybe I should go in the pen.
Or just chuck it over there. Well, that didn't break up as much. I guess you're going to have to go in there and pull it apart.
Yeah.
That was uneventful. I figured that would shatter into a million pieces. But as you can see, the goats are like, yes! Oliver's like, I'll get it apart.
I can't get Maverick. Let's stomp on it.
There we go. Now it's broke apart.
Slightly.
Slightly. Throw it up again. Or just pull it apart. That works too. There we go. And they'll eat that and enjoy it. And as you can see, Mocha's already eaten some.
There's not as much seeds as you would think there would be, though. Yeah,
Don's over there trying to catch Maverick. He can be a little bit difficult to catch. Elizabeth, why don't you go help your dad?
I was just over there.
Mocha is loving that pumpkin. Layla's like, I have hay in my mouth, but I'm going to eat pumpkin too.
And she realized
Looks like Don caught Maverick over there. So as you can see, we had already started demolishing some stuff in that pen. So we do have the one chicken coop tore down in the buck pen over there. So we've got to get all that cleaned up as well. We're going to have to move the hay feeder over to the other area. Lots of stuff to do in that pen. Oh, Mocha's being territorial with the pumpkin.
I got my duck.
Kenzie's got her duck. That's Donald.
I'll let you go, dude.
He's our only Drake that's a pekin. And we've got 3 female pekins. Only 2 of them are over here, but they're talking over there. And then we have the 2 Muscovies. So we got lucky, you know, we didn't have a great hatch rate, and then we just struggled, and a lot of them died, unfortunately, when they were in the brooder. But we did get lucky, and we got a female and a male, and they're both blue, so that's super exciting. They're all talking to each other.
Jeremy and Brittany.
Jeremy and Brittany are the Muscovies.
And then we have Donald and Daisy and Daisy 2.0.
There's 3 girls.
King Donald.
Yeah, we got Donald, Daisy, Daisy 2.0. They just keep naming different Daisies, and Princess Daisy.
It's because our one Daisy was going to die, and so we were scared. So we named the other one Daisy so we'd have a replacement.
So, but they're all doing good. We thought we were going to lose one, but she got injured, but she's doing really good. Donald's trying to keep Brittany away. All right. Okay, well, morning chores are done, so now it's time to get busy on everything. So we will see what happens. Hopefully, we're also going to scrub out water buckets today because it's a decent temperature. All right, so those are morning chores. Like I say, they're pretty uneventful. The morning ones are. It's just kind of status quo, letting everybody out, throwing some scratch, making sure hays are filled, making sure water's filled. But one of the other things we're going to do, because it is warmer and our hands won't freeze off, we're going to be scrubbing all the water buckets today, getting all those scrubbed down. Like I say, it's just an eventful day. We've got a ton of stuff planned. So checking on the girls here. They're hard at work cleaning out this pen. And if you've watched our previous videos, we have always had an issue with runoff, and it floods in front of this door. So it just gets thick and compacted, and it does not take that long. It has not been that long since we've cleaned this area, but it just does not take long to get it really nasty in there. So they're working on that, building some character and some muscle today. There's Kenzie and Elizabeth. So
I have a question now. This compacted stuff, it's starting to like get really loose. You can't get it with a pitchfork.
yeah, that's fine. As long as you can get the doors open, that's all that matters. Just get that stuff you piled up.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. But some of it is like so loose it won't get up. When you're trying to shovel it, it won't do it properly. So I don't know.
Use a rake and shovel it onto the
Shovel.
yeah, like rake it onto the shovel. It's because that's the equine pellets that we use to soak up some of the water, so that's why it's so loose. But so they'll keep working at this. As you can see, they're thrilled. And we'll check in a little bit to see how they're doing. All right, so the girls did a great job. We've got some fresh shavings in here. Before we know it, there will be hay everywhere because goats love to waste hay. Got their fresh water, their mineral feeders back in here. They have their hard block. We do also do loose minerals, but the chickens tend to destroy the loose minerals real quick. They dug that all down, and we don't put anything there because the chickens and stuff end up scratching the hay over there, and that's what we end up digging out. So they don't lay there anyway. They lay over here on the high side. And we've been working to get this section higher because then when the water runs, it runs away from the goats so they can stay dry. So they did a great job. And so we are prepping the garden to tarp it off for next year. So we have everything's been harvested out of here for a while, and we've been throwing all of the rabbit droppings and all that on top of the whole garden area. And today we're going to tarp it off, and that way hopefully all the weeds and all that stuff will be killed off for next year. Because this year, the weeds, the grass coming up, because this was the first time that we planted anything here other than, it was just grass, we had a heck of a time. It was grass and weeds and all that craziness. So we're going to tarp it off. So show you how we do that. All right, so as you can see, we've got all the rabbit droppings here in the old garden space. Their wasted hay, all that stuff. This will all help nourish the garden for next year. That's from the brooder box over there. But as you can see, all these weeds and all that are still popping through this. So we are going to tarp it off so that hopefully next year when it comes time to plant in the spring, then it'll have everything killed off and we can loosen the soil and get everything planted. So let's get it tarped off. All right, misjudged our supply need. So, we've got some of it tarped off, as you can see. But we did not get enough tarps. So, we're going to have to get some more tarps. And we're using regular tarps right now because we don't have silage tarp. So we're gonna have to get some more stuff before we can finish tarping off the garden. All right, so we ended up finding a really old tarp that we had that's a huge tarp, so that worked. We were able to get everything covered up. We've got tent stakes on the corners, and then we threw some rocks on too, so hopefully it'll stay down. We might end up having to get some more tent stakes to tack it down, but this should hopefully make a huge difference come spring when it's time to plant here. So, just glad we were able to find that. It was buried under a lot of nastiness. We had forgotten we had used it when we made that makeshift chicken coop to insulate for them a little bit, and it had fallen down and the goats had pooped on it and done all that stuff. So with all the excavating, we found it. So one project done. All right, so we've had a really productive day here on the homestead. Got a lot of projects done. Got the goats' hooves trimmed. Don has done a lot of excavating in the area where we had to move things, where the bucks used to be. So it's been very productive. Now it's time to do our nighttime chores, get all the animals fed, get them put to bed because we lock them up at night. So we're gonna get busy doing all that, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and we will see you next time.